perimenopausal belly. So what kind of jeans are going to work really well to give you a little bit of that sucky innie, a little bit of the butt lifty, and how do you style them so you don't end up making your menopausal belly look a lot bigger than it is, because that in reality is what we often do. So come on in, girlfriends. It's wonderful to have you. Is this live? I'm just trying to see. Wait, hold on. I just want to make sure that it's live. Is everybody? the joys of technology. Okay, it is coming in. Yay! So fantastic. So girlfriends, for those of you who are new to me, my name is Tracy Gold. I'm a personal stylist, designer, and show host. And my passion is to help women to look and feel fabulous even as they navigate these body changes. I've been working with women just like you for well over 20 years. And when I hit perimenopause, I was like, what the is going on with my body? I had an extra 3 inches around my belly. I was freaking out. I was on national television at the time with all these cameras, and I had to figure it out, and I had to figure it out really fast. So now I share my tips with you. And I do it from a point of view as I am a designer and a stylist. So I'm not just somebody who loves fashion, who is a fashion enthusiast. No, I've been doing this as my life's work. Now, we're going to be talking about jeans. And I remember when I went jeans shopping, when I hit perimenopause, and I was freaking out, let me tell you. So I get it. It's very challenging. So I'm going to really narrow it down for you. In this live, I'm going to show you 2 main styles of jeans that I believe and I have found work very well depending on your body shape. You may prefer one, or you may be able to, or the other, or you might actually be able to wear both. I do wear both styles, but it's just to give you a really narrowed down, much easier situation. Then we are going to talk about, is this guys, am I live? Because this is going really weird on my side. I just want to make sure. Let me know in the comments if you can see it live. It feels like, okay, maybe it is going, maybe it's going, I had to just refresh it. I think maybe it's the internet. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how you style them, because sometimes it is the actual jeans that is the problem. It's the style of jeans that you are buying. And sometimes it's actually the way that you are styling them. So let me give you an example. This is a really good example of how styling incorrectly can make a big difference. These are the jeans that I'm wearing right now. Okay? These are the jeans I'm wearing right now. And this is how not to style them. So when you are wearing them with big and baggy tops, that's actually going to create more volume. So we're going to go into the actual styling of the jeans and how important that is, because you can get the right jeans, but if you don't style them correctly, it's never going to give you the look that you desire. All of the jeans, and let me just say to you, the jeans I'm going to mention today, I am going to tag them, but it is actually best for you to look in the description box, because the links in the description box, they are on sale this weekend. They are on sale this weekend. Oh, hello, Christine. Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy to have you. You and I have been chatting on comments for ages, so it's wonderful to have you here, girlfriend. Okay, so girlfriends, I'm going to just tell you, check the description box below, because I have put tags. I have put all the jeans that I'm going to be discussing, and they are on sale this weekend. So I'm not gonna tag them on I didn't like the ones that were on YouTube shopping, and I want you to get the best possible deal, okay? That's the most important thing to me. All right, so we're going to talk about 2 main styles of jeans that are going to suit your body shape and work to de-emphasize your menopausal belly, and it's going to depend on your body shape. We'll talk about that. So first, we're going to look at the wide leg jean. Now, the wide leg jean is one of my personal favorite. I absolutely love it. I'm just going to take this a little bit lower down so that you can see more of the full leg, okay? Now, what you're looking for, I have got underpinnings on, okay, so that I can take off the jeans and put them on. But what you are looking for is a mid to high rise. This is going to largely depend on your body shape. So as an example, I have quite a long body and short legs. So this is kind of This is almost venturing into a little bit of a between mid and high. However, for you, when you put them on, they may sit much higher for you. So I wouldn't get too worked up about what it says in the description. Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't worry too much about that. Rather try them on and see how it feels for you. And you want to make sure that you have an elasticated waistband, that you've got a waistband that has got a little bit of stretch. That's going to make a big difference. Also, the ones that I've recommended in the description box below have got what they call the tummy tuck technology. Okay, and I'll show it to you in it because I've got them in a white. They're very similar to the ones that I have on. Hold on. In fact, I almost wished I had found these first because they were a lot cheaper than the ones that I bought. Okay, but they have this really inside of the actual fabric. They have this really nice little bit of that lift tuck technology that really holds them in. Don't say the word fart. It makes me laugh hysterically and then I can't stop laughing. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. You're looking for that tummy tuck. You're looking for the mid to high rise, and then you are looking for something that is going to give you shaping in the waist and then a flare out in the hip. If you get a pair of wide legs that is wide everywhere, you know these type of jeans, they tend to be a little more almost mom jeanish or dad jeanish. I don't know how what terminology they get, but often they don't have a flare. What you want is almost that little bit of a flare at the bottom, and that's going to make everything above it look narrow in comparison. So the combination of the lift tuck technology that you're going to get in the jeans, plus then that really nice fit and flare, actually works extremely well to disguise the menopausal belly. These jeans are going to work phenomenally for you if you have a menopausal belly and you've got a little bit of a hip, maybe a butt, maybe a thigh. Okay, so that kind of body shape, this is going to work perfectly to balance you out. So since perimenopause, my whole body shape has changed. I used to have very, very narrow hips and I hardly had any hips at all. Now that I have hips, I'm actually quite excited about it because wide legs look amazing on me now because I have the hips. So if you are more narrow, so if you have more of a menopausal belly, but you have slimmer legs and slimmer hips, then there's another pair of jeans that I'm going to recommend for you, and I'm going to put them on just now. So hang 10 with me. When you are styling a pair of wide leg, you need to be very careful what you are wearing on top. So this is one of the challenges that we face, girlfriends, as women. We tend to think that when we're going to cover up our menopausal belly, we're going to go big and baggy and long everywhere. What that does is this, and it makes you look big everywhere. So you need to wear tops that are a little more shapely and sometimes even, dare I say it, tucked in. Okay, so I do feel fairly comfortable to tuck my tops in. However, if you don't worry, there are other alternatives. So it is not an absolute must that you must tuck your tops in. You can wear your tops out. It's just the kind of tops that you wear. So you're looking for something that is going to give you more shape. Now, this is what I call, and I'm going to pin this on the screen. Hold on. All of the jeans that I recommend are in the description box below. They are on sale. I did not find them on sale on YouTube shopping, and so that's why I haven't tagged them in the actual video. Go and check the description box below. They are on sale this weekend. Okay, so the wide leg jean, and then I've also got a straight leg jean. Now, this is the magic blouse. Okay, I have got underpinnings on underneath. You can either wear it as a wrap blouse like I was doing. You can also tuck it in if you want to, or you can tie it like this. Now, this is initially how it was designed to be worn. And my clients called it the magic blouse because it works like magic. It works to define your waist. It works to de-emphasize the belly, as you can see, because the ties go down the body. And then you can have your nice fitted jeans on underneath that are balancing out your look. All right. So this is another way that you can do it. An alternative way, and I'm going to give you a little more coverage. So if you still feel like, nope, this is not doing it for me, Tracy, I need something more, okay, then I'm going to show you this blouse. Now, this blouse is only available, I only have one in a size 2 to 6. So this is the one, this is the last one. It's sold out. It sold like freaking hotcakes, and unfortunately I couldn't get any more fabric. Stella's just gonna take my microphone for me for a second. Here we go. But it is available, the style is available in different fabrics. So this is the kind of blouse, okay, that you can easily pop on over. It is made of breathable fabric. I'm all about breathable fabric because during perimenopause and menopause, I don't know about you, but I'm on HRT, so that solved my hot flashes, but I still have hot moments. And I still sweat a lot more than I used to. So I need breathable fabrics. Now you can see this is a little bit longer. This is not as short as the other one was, intentionally so, because it's not going to work like the tie in the front situation. Hold on, let me just take this. But now this, whoopsie daisy, oh shoot, I lost one of these the other day. Okay, the behind little thing. What this does is it still gives you that nice waist definition, and then it just glides over the menopausal belly. Do you see that? So this, and what's nice also is because the tie goes down the body, it draws the eye down as opposed to emphasizing across. Whenever you draw the eye down the body, it really de-emphasizes this part of your body. Okay, so that's really fun. Sorry, I'm just going to see here. Okay, I'm just looking to see. I hope I can get the jeans shipped over the ocean. Christine, I hope so too, girlfriend. I think that they do ship worldwide. They are quite a well-known brand. So just click on there and see if you can find. Otherwise, email me. I'm going to pop my email. Hold on. I'm going to pop my email into the chat. Why is this not going? Okay, there we go. What is going on? Now I have to sign in. Sorry, guys. This is so annoying. I'm like, really? Okay. Hold on. Funny how this would happen on the day that I'm live. It's the strangest thing. Okay, here we go. I mean, I was signed in just a few minutes ago, so it's like, I think there's something about going live that makes a difference. Okay, here we go. Okay, perfect. All right, so let me just leave my email for you. Okay, Christine, if you have any problem finding those jeans, then just email me and I'm happy to help you. Okay, so back to what we were saying. When you are wearing your wide leg jeans, you need to make sure that you're going to wear more fitted, shapely tops. You can tuck them in. That is, I always think that is preference. That is a preference of mine, because I feel like what it does is it narrows your waist, emphasizes your waist, and takes emphasis away from the belly. However, if you don't feel comfortable to do that, that's fine. Just wear blouses that are a little bit more fitted and not too long. So you can see here, this is great because this way you still can get that shape of the waist. Hold on, I'm just going to... Sorry, guys, my setup is not working as well as it normally does today. I don't know what's going on. All right, there we go. So you can see here, I've still got a nice elongated look. I have waist definition, and then the print is doing the magic for me as well. Plus, on underneath, I have the tucking in of the top of the belly. Okay, so your jeans make a big difference when you are wearing a mid to high rise, and you've got that lift tuck technology that's giving you that little bit of a effect, it gives you a lot more freedom in the tops that you wear. A lot of times I hear women focus so much on their jeans, and this is one of the things I see because I've taken women shopping. We go and we put on our jeans, and then we look in the mirror like this and we go, oh, I'm never going to wear them. Because maybe you've got something flowing over the band, or maybe it's a little too tight. I'm like, no, wait. Let's put on the tops that you're going to wear with them, and then let's see if that works properly. So you always need to consider the tops. You've got to look at your look as a whole, girls. So many times we focus all our attention on the parts that we want to cover up. And in fact, that doesn't work. It can make us look bigger, not only in the part that we're trying to cover up, but everywhere. Everywhere looks bigger. And we don't want that, right? So when you're choosing your tops, make sure that how does your look work all together? Is it harmonious? Are you giving it balance? That's such an important thing. Oh, thank you so much, Christine. Yeah, these are my favorites. So the ones that I've recommended are very similar. I've got a pair of them in white. They're almost identical and a lot cheaper than the ones that I bought. I wish I had found these, but anyway, so it happens. All right. So now I'm going to talk about what about if you have, you want to tuck in and you still want some other, you want to tuck out and you've got some other options. Like, should you tuck in? Should you tuck out? So let me show you some other top options. And then we are going to get into the straight leg jeans, girls. So just bear with me a little bit, because it depends on your body shape as to what's going to work well for you. The mistake that women are making with wide legs is that they're wearing big baggy tops to go with it, or they are choosing pants that are baggy everywhere. You want to make sure that you have that nice little waist definition, and then that fits nicely in the waist and the hip, and then flares out in the head. Now, what about a top like this? Now, obviously, the tops I had on had sleeves to them, and a lot of women I find are nervous about their upper arms, and so they want the upper arm sleeve coverage. But what if you don't? All right? So this is a great example. This is a tuck out. All right? It is not tucked in, and it still works. Why does it work? Well, because it has some waist definition. Can you see that? However, if I want to really take it to the next level, then I'm going to tuck it in. And I'm going to show you a little method of tucking that I actually really find helpful. I'm going to just tag this top as well. This is from my collection, and it can be made in various different fabrics. Also, I had a comment on my YouTube channel just the other day saying, I love that top, but showing my upper arms is not an option for me anymore. I completely respect that. I think we're all in different places and we have different beliefs about our bodies. But just know that if there's a print that you like, we can do a different style in the print. That's the cool thing. All right, so let's say you've got a top like this and you now decide you want to tuck it in. You can absolutely just tuck in. But what often happens is that all the volume ends up going like right where the belly is. And that's going to add extra padding. We don't want that. So how do we give it shape and still disguise our belly and kind of help with the love handles as well? So this is one of my favorite things. I go like this and I just tuck on underneath, okay? Then I pull it to the front. Then I twist it and then I tuck that in. Now I could tuck it in also alongside. So let me show you. You could do it like alongside like there. So it's not going right onto the belly because you don't want that either. And then we've got a little bit of that extra kind of ruching happening around the love handles. And that's one of the things that I really like about this method is it gives you a little bit of that coverage there and it doesn't add all the volume to the belly. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's another option. So I'll show you both ways. So this is the tuck in, the magic tuck trick, and then this is wearing it out. You can wear either or, but if this was a very baggy top with no shape, and I'll actually show you. I have a photograph. Hold on. I have a photograph of it, but I'm going to show it to you live because I want you to see for yourself. Look at the difference when I'm wearing something that has a little bit of shape versus, Okay, hold on. Let me just get my microphone. Big and baggy and long. Can you see that? So this has got no shape. And what is that doing? That is making me look bigger everywhere. So can you see that defining your waist is one of the most important things? Because if you define your waist, you then can make your legs look longer, you de-emphasize your belly, and how you do that will depend on how you feel about your body shape and what your body shape is. But the bottom line is, this is the bottom line, girls, that when you define your waist, you make yourself look slimmer everywhere. And that's the amazing thing. Now, you could also twist this. You could also do that twisty, okay? And you can take it in there. I've got two tops, so it's making it even double. You can do that. Absolutely, that's fine. But what's nice about a print is that a print is going to give you a little more of that disguising. It doesn't mean that you must, it doesn't mean you must wear a print if you don't love prints, but I'm just telling you that the magic with prints is that prints disguise a multitude of things, but you need to wear them in things that give you more shape and are not big and baggy. Okay, so they need to be shapely. If you are wearing prints in big baggy items, they are going to make you look bigger. If you are wearing prints in something that has shape, it won't. All right, now let's move on to the second pair of jeans. Are you ready for the second pair of jeans? Put it in the comments. I can see a lot of you are here. So the wide leg, before I take the wide leg off, just to confirm, you are wearing the wide leg if you have a menopausal belly, you've got hips, you've got thighs, and you want to de-emphasize this part of your body. Okay? So the flare is going to balance everything to the top. However, if you have a menopausal belly and you have slim hips and slim legs, girl, you want to show off those legs, but you still want to balance it. So this is where we get to like the skinny versus the straight leg. Now, the skinny was very popular for a long time. It was not kind to lots of different women. Don't worry, I've got underpinnings, so it's fine. It was not the kindest style of jeans, but everybody tried to squeeze into them. Luckily now, we have other choices, okay? And the straight leg is that perfect in between. The straight leg is not the skinny, but it is also not a wide leg. And so it gives you a bit of that balance. Can you see that? Because the straight leg fits nicely in the waist and the hip. And then it goes straight down, but it's got a little bit of extra around the ankle. Do you see that? So instead of it going narrowed, so this would be, let me see if I've got hold on, I can actually pin it. Okay, here we go. Can you see the difference? Girls, can you see the difference? So this doesn't balance. That actually makes this look wider. Whereas when you have a straight leg, it actually elongates your legs, makes you look taller and slimmer. Plus, because it touches your shoe, it actually gives even more of an elongated look. It's pretty incredible. Now, the straight leg, you want a nice straight. Some of the straight legs I find they can look a little frumpy. Okay, so what I like about these is that this has got a lovely, again, it's got that lift tuck technology. It's got the sucky anything. Now, this is not very high, so my belly button is there, and it just kind of covers my belly button. It might be higher for you if you've got a shorter torso, but look at the difference. Okay, straight away, this to me is much more elongated and looks fabulous. Now, let's talk the tops that you're going to wear with these. So the tops are really important. Autocorrection wants you to write in German. Oh my goodness. Christine, I was in German class when I was in school in South Africa. But I couldn't learn anything because the guy that was next to me was quite cute and I couldn't remember. I couldn't concentrate. Okay. Oh my goodness. Exactly. So, okay, so you have never found good flare jeans. So now this is I would say these are amazing flare jeans. Okay, so let's talk about the tops now. Now, when you have a straight leg, you can get away with a little longer in the tops than you can with a wide leg. With a wide leg, you've really got to watch that length and that volume because you don't want the volume at the bottom and at the top. So this is the basic, okay, let me share with you. This is the basic principle. If you have volume on the bottom, and I know the young people all wear the oversized look, but if you are over 50 or you're over 40 or whatever the case is, we kind of have to be a little bit more cognizant of this because we can look frumpy, right? If you have got the volume on the bottom, then you want to go more fitted and shorter at the top. If, however, you've got more fitted at the bottom, you can give yourself a little more volume on the top. But there is a caveat to that, okay? If you go too big and baggy on the top, you're going to end up looking like a lollipop, okay? And that's what I don't want. So that's a lot of women make that mistake, and that's the mistake that we made with skinny jeans that I saw time and time and time again. Women were squeezing into the skinny jeans thinking that they could, and then they would wear big tank tops on top. And all that would do was make them look like a lollipop, and especially if you've got a menopausal belly. So the same rules apply in that you still need to give yourself some waist definition. You still need to have that shape in your waist, all right? But you could go a little bit longer. Depending, so if your belly is here, you kind of want to just go below your belly. You don't want to overcompensate and go down here because that's not going to work. Again, let me show you, and I'm going to put on the top because this is why I actually kept this. I never wear this except to show you what not to wear. I never wear this except to show you what not to wear. And this one's actually not even that bad because it does have a curved hem. All right, so here we go. Can you see how this can look? Hold on, let me just take this there. Can you see how this can look quite frumpy? All right, and this is not even that bad because it does have a curved hem, but compare it to, hold on, this, because it's got some waist definition. So the length is fairly similar, okay, but the definition is there. Let's look at another example. So if we take, and this is a new blouse style that I have been working on. I've been wanting to make something, yes. That's why I got it, because it looks like dishwashing. Like it's exactly that. It looks like dishwater. And still people will say like, oh, you should be wearing these colors. I'm like, oh no, you gotta be kidding me. All right, this is a new style that I'm working on, and I'm wanting to create a shirt for women that is, again, a wrap, and it is very adjustable, but it gives a feeling of a shirt. Like the feeling of a button down, but it's not a button down. It's more shapely. So this is, and it's got a collar and it's got a cuff. This is made out of 100% cotton. I'm in love with the style. I'm very, very excited about it. But now this is a good example of how you can still have, can you see the rounded hem? The rounded hem, you will notice that commonality in my styles is that there's often a rounded hem. The rounded hem de-emphasizes the belly. It also always will have waist definition of some kind. And then what's nice, hold on, the collar is out. The collar has come in here. There we go. The collar is now out. Okay. So now what I like about this, there we go. What I like about this is that you've got the waist definition, you've got the curve away from the belly, you've got the tummy tuck on underneath because the jeans are doing the work for you. You've got a good amount of waist definition there and support. And then you can wear something a little more short, a little more fitted, that still has shape, but still has coverage at the same time. And then I've also given a dart at the back to give you a little bit more of that waist definition and that waist shaping. So can you see that when you do this type of thing, it elongates your look. It makes you look taller. It makes you look slimmer. And then you notice the whole body and not just the parts that you're trying to cover up. Let's try a different version. So this would be the softer version. And I have got, this is already available. And let me just put this, this one's not available yet. Let me know what your thoughts are, girls. I would love to hear from you. Let me just see. Okay, here we go. And this is this one is available in all different prints. Okay, hold on. I have got the underpinnings on underneath. Here we go. All breathable fabrics as well. These are all breathable fabrics. So this is actually made out of a viscose, which is amazing. So viscose is made out of tree pulp, and most times these kind of fabrics are made out of polyester. That's why I haven't been making this type of blouse, because I don't want to work with polyester. I think it just makes us sweat so bad. And it also often has chemicals on the these are more sustainable options. Okay, so this is a similar kind of thing. See, so I took this basic concept and then I gave it a collar and a cuff and the whole thing. But now this is a softer, more subtle type of, less of a shirt, more of a blouse situation. And again, you've got that beautiful waist definition away from the belly. You've got the waist definition here. So you've got the curved hem going away from the belly. You've got the waist definition. And you've got the jeans that are working. So you're working with your whole look. And that actually, girls, is one of the most important things I can share with you. Instead of trying to cover up the parts that you don't like, rather draw attention to the parts that you do like and look to balance your whole shape, as opposed to trying to cover up, because covering up just doesn't work. All right, let me just see here. Love the print. Ooh, but I don't know if I dare to wear this. Ooh. Christine, what is the dare to wear nervousness around it? Okay, so first of all, let me say that this is the only one that's available, and it's a size 2 to 6. So this is the rest have sold out. There's no more fabric, but the style of it. So sometimes I think if it is quite bold for you in color, sometimes a way to start would be maybe the same style in like a black and white. Do you know what I'm saying? So it gives you a little bit of a different option. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so this is that's another example. So that is the constellation print, and that is a black and white. So sometimes it's about like slowly going into something, easing into something that is new for you. All right. Are there other questions, girls, about jeans? So again, let's just go over. I just want to give you a little bit more of a recap on the jeans. If you want, okay, sorry, let me say that again. If you have a body shape that has got the menopausal belly, but you've got hips and thighs, then I would go with a wide leg. All right, a wide leg is going to give you the balance. And what you want is you want something that fits in the waist and then flares out in the hem. If you have more of a menopausal belly but you have thinner legs, then the straight leg is going to be better for you. It's going to give you that balance, and it's still going to show off your legs. In both cases, with the wide leg and with the straight leg, you want to wear tops with it that have got some waist definition and that are not going to be too long. So And it doesn't mean, I mean, you can see here, this is not too long. This is sitting just over here. It's going to give you that disguising of the menopausal belly. But if you wear things too big and baggy, you're going to make yourself look bigger everywhere. Does that make sense? Does that track? Okay, the black and white, you know I live in a small village. Oh, with cows and sheep. Yes. Listen, okay. So what I want to say, I get it, right? I live in New York City, but I do have clients who live in smaller towns, and sometimes it's just nice to have something that just makes you feel good. I'm just going to say it. Sometimes it's just nice to have something that makes you feel good. And why not be the talk of the town? Just saying, right? I mean, do you ever have like something that you go to that you dress up for? Sometimes that's the time to do it. Okay, so girls, are there other questions? I can also move on to white jeans. So do you want me to chat about white jeans? Because that's often another question that I get. A lot of women ask me questions about white jeans. Can women with a menopausal belly wear white jeans? Can you wear them and still disguise? Well, yes, you can. Now, unfortunately, this particular one I think is sold out. But I'm going to share the principle with you, and then you can decide. White jeans are tricky. They can be, but they can also be really good. All right, so I'm going to show you these ones. Now, again, it depends on your body shape. But what I have found is that when it comes to white jeans, sometimes the wide leg suits everybody because it's just so much easier. You don't have to think about what you're going to wear on underneath. You don't have to worry about it so much. So I'm going to put these on and show you. And sometimes this is a really good way, girlfriends, to actually emphasize a part of your body and de-emphasize another part of your body. But it all depends on the shape, okay? So the shape of the jeans is everything. The denim itself also, this has got the lift tuck technology. These are still too long. I have still not had them. I have still not taken them up. It's now just suddenly so hot in New York. I just can't even bear to wear jeans. It's just like I have so many jeans and I love jeans, but wow. Okay, and I love these white jeans. So again, can you see what we're doing with the wide leg? So the wide leg, again, needs to have that waist definition. It needs to have that little bit of a tummy tuck situation that's going to pull you in. And then you can wear the white jeans. So it is, and I do recommend, I highly recommend that you wear white jeans that have got stretch in them. In fact, I recommend in general that jeans should have stretch in them, because it makes a huge difference with how comfortable they feel and also how adaptable they will be to your body changes. So I'm going to pop on this, and then I'm going to go with something a little bit lighter. Now, what you can do is if you want to go darker on the top and lighter on the bottom, you can then emphasize the bottom part of your body. However, sometimes women feel a little odd about that. And so I'm going to do this one here. Okay. So, Marilyn, hello. Hello, Billy. So good to see you guys. Welcome in. It's so good to have you. Okay, so this is one of my favorite tricks, and I have really helped women with the white jean situation. And listen, girls, I used to make white pants as well in my collection when I used to have a studio where women could come and try on jeans and pants and things like that. Pants can be a little bit on the trickier side. And I found that even curvy girls could wear the right pair of white pants. You absolutely can wear white pants. It's all about the shape and it's all about the fabric. So what I like about a jean is that it gives you that hold automatically. So if you are going to go with a white, instead of going with, say, a linen or something much softer, my suggestion would be go with a denim, because that denim is going to give you the nice hold. Then you could wear let's give an example. You could wear a magic top, wearing the ties down the body. You could also wear the cami hold on, because this is a nude cami, but I would wear a white one. You could wear the cami a little longer like that, okay, and rouge it a little bit, and then have the magic blouse going down the body like this. So can you see how that's possible? Hold on, I'm just going to pop on. I'm just going to pin that to there. So this is the magic blouse, and so it allows you that option. However, if you feel comfortable, if you feel good about it, you can also do the wraparound version. And again, that could be outside of the jeans, or it could be tucked into the jeans. You may feel like when you first get them home, you need to stretch them out. Okay, I haven't worn these yet, so they are pretty fitted. But I feel like, again, it's the overall look of them, right? The flare is going to de-emphasize the top part of your body. It gives a phenomenal look, and the longer girls you can make them, the better. That's my philosophy. But don't have them dragging on the ground. As long as there is a nice long line going down, this could probably be just a little bit shorter, because otherwise in New York it's going to get dirty super fast. Okay, so this is a really fun way to wear white, to bring white into your pants, is to wear it in jeans. That to me is the most amazing. Oh, thank you, Doctor. Open your eyes. I like it. I like it. Billy, thank you so much. All right, let's look at another option as well. Let's look at more options with tops, okay? So again, I'm going to go to, if you're wanting something a little longer and still want to keep that shape, you want the coverage of your menopausal belly, this is a new style that I'm working on. And next week, girls, I'm going to be doing blouses and tops. I'm going to be going into a lot more detail about blouses and tops. So make sure I go live the same time every week. So make sure to join me for that one. I haven't scheduled it yet, but it will happen. Don't worry. So it's always the same time, same day. All right. So this has got a little bit of white in it, which is what I like. So it allows for a little bit more of a summery feel. It allows a little bit more of a fall feel because the base is navy. I love navy. I think navy suits all of us, and it is a much softer neutral than black. It is just so much softer to the skin tone. And look at that. I love the print of this. Now, this is 100% cotton. It has got nice shaping at the back. This is a brand new style that I'm working on. Nice shaping at the back. And then it ties in the front, allowing, again, look at how much flexibility that has. Can you see that? You see how flexible that is? You can tie it tighter if you want more shape. You can tie it looser if you want more shape. And you will notice that in a lot of cases, I have prints. And prints disguise a multitude of things. I do, however, and we'll talk about it in a second, I do, however, do solid colors as well. So how do you wear solid colors so that it doesn't show everything? And I'll give you some tips on that after this. So this is just another example of how you can mix. So if you want to wear the white at the bottom, you could, if you want to. If you want to disguise more of the belly, go a little bit darker on the top. Go with the white on the bottom, especially if you've got slimmer legs, and then it de-emphasizes. But just whatever you do, don't go big and baggy on top with a wide leg. Okay, can you say it with me again? Don't go big and baggy on top with a wide leg, and define your waist. You find, Marilyn? Okay, well, the nice thing is you could tie it at the back if you wanted. Okay, so you can, so this is really the width of the fabric. The other thing that you can also do is do this so that it's not as long. But I'll tell you why I like it long. I'll tell you why I like it long. Because it draws the eye down the body. So that's why I keep it long, is because of that ability to draw the eye down the body. If you don't like it, you could always cut it. That's also an option. Do you know what I'm saying? You could always just cut it and put a little bit of clear nail polish at the end, and it will keep it from fraying. So that's always, there are always options, and things could always be customized to suit you. Okay, now what about solid colors? So I had a client of mine. She said to me, Trace, I really wish you would do more things in solid colors. And so I said, okay, well, what do you want in solid colors? And she wanted peplum tops. And by the way, those are coming. We're going to be doing, she's inspired me, and we're going to be doing more peplum tops in a solid color. But the same principle is going to apply. Hold on, let me just find the top. And that is that when you are wearing something in a solid, it matters a lot what the weight of the fabric is. It really, really matters a lot, because if you are wearing something that is fitted, okay, in a shape, if you are wearing something that is fitted and it is made out of a thin fabric, it is going to cling and it's going to show everything. Okay, so this is longer. You can see how long that is. So in this instant, what I would do is I would definitely tuck it in. Okay, so tucking, and I'm going to show you another way. So either you tuck in that excess, and what's nice is that, okay, so this is what I like to do, is that when you have a slightly thicker cotton, it also gives you a little bit more of that hold. So you can pull it long, gives you that hold, and then you put your pants on over it, and it gives you a little bit more of that sucky any. Or you do this. You actually rouge it. So whatever you do, don't do this, girls. Can you see how this is not flattering? This is not flattering, okay? What you want to do is take that extra length and use it for your benefit to rouge it. Can you see that? It gives you a completely different look. Let me just put it. Do I have it pinned in the top? I don't even have it pinned. Okay. It is on my website, so feel free to go and grab it. Oh, your kitty cats. Okay, I have 2 Siamese. So I know exactly what you mean. And I remember when I was getting dressed one day and I was doing this thing, but this was actually my previous cat. And I had a kitten, and my kitten was going wild with it. She was like, "Ooh, this is so much fun." So I get it. Well, you can always tie it to the back. That's the cool thing as well. All right, so a bit of stuff of accounts, mapping one's genome. Okay, I don't know what that is, but that's kind of not where, this is all about fashion, guys. This is all about fashion. Okay, so many tees are already, yes. Okay, so that's the cool thing, is that if you've got t-shirts in your closet, girls, if you've got t-shirts in your closet that already are long, that are in a slightly thicker fabric, you can wear them fitted, just let them rouge. All right. The other option, this is another option, because a lot of times women are just like, still, it's not working. Now, if you have, and again, I'm going to say, if you've got the right jeans that give you that support, it often is easier to wear a more fitted t-shirt or a top or a whatever, okay? If you still feel like you need extra, my favorite magic trick, and this is to wear a fitted vest or a waistcoat. I call it a waistcoat. What this does is it gives you that beautiful shape. It also gives you that coverage. It covers up this here. It's amazing. And it doesn't even necessarily have to close. It just must look like it could kind of close. That would be the ideal. Wear it open, let it go down the body, and that really de-emphasizes. Okay, so and I know I'm wearing white pants, which makes it far more dramatic. So let me put the wide legs on again, and you can see these are both the wide leg flared. These are both the wide leg flared. Okay, but it's going to look even better. Hold on. Whoopsie daisy. Whoop. This is the balance. See, I'm getting my balance challenges, guys, while I'm live. Okay, and then also make sure that you just get your, like, I've got underpinnings on because I'm changing in front of the camera. Okay, so you won't have so many layers. But can you see how you can do that? You can either tuck it in. So you can either tuck it in and put the waistcoat over it. Let me show that to you. Okay. I'm not doing a very good job of tucking in, but you can get the idea. So you can either do that, and you see how it emphasizes your waist, or if it doesn't feel right to you or doesn't look right to you, take your t-shirts out and just do that rougey rouge and then pop your vest on over it and look at that. Can you see that? Also, the other thing that I like is that with this sleeve, this is the flared, this is that, I call it the flirty flared sleeve. I love the flared sleeve. It's just really fun. What that does is it automatically broadens the top part of your body, and then it makes this seem narrow in comparison. So that's another. It creates almost that hourglass. You see that we have that wider there. Then it goes narrow. Then it goes flare at the bottom. Can you see that? So this is another thing. Is that often we focus so much attention on trying to cover up the parts of our body that we don't love. In actual fact, what works so much better is to dress our bodies as a whole and dress for balance, because that is going to make you look amazing all the way around. It really, really does. Okay, so are there any, Christine? I love my boys are and Jazzy, by the way. I'm surprised he hasn't come in. He's probably having a sleep now. He has to go for walks on his leash in New York City. He has me on a schedule, let me tell you. His walks are very important. Okay, so girls, are there any other questions about jeans? Please put the comments in below. I'm going to do a quick little recap for you if you've just come on so that you can also watch in the replay. It's been a little bit all over the place today, but in conclusion, all right, and put any of your questions in the comments while I'm doing the recap. Okay, so in conclusion, if you have a menopausal belly and you've got hips, bums, tums, thighs, whatever, like this part of your body, okay, then a wide leg flare can work wonders for you. Make sure that you go fitted in the waist, gives you that nice waist definition, okay, and then flares out in the hem to give you the balance for your menopausal belly. It works like magic. With your tops, make sure that you are wearing shorter, more fitted tops. You can either tuck them in or tuck them out. You will style them a little bit differently depending on how comfortable you feel, whether you're going to tuck in, tuck out. If you are wanting to wear, if you have thinner legs, so you've got a menopausal belly, but you've got slimmer hips and slimmer legs, so maybe all your weight has gone up, then a straight leg might work better for you. Again, you have got a little more leverage with the volume of a top or the length of a top, but still make sure that you have something that has waist definition, and you can tuck it in if you feel comfortable or leave it out. Ways to get around the more fitted styles is either to wear something in a thicker cotton, a thicker fabric that has a little more hold, wear it out like that and rouge it around, or wear in prints, because prints do a multitude of things to make you look absolutely amazing. Okay? And they disguise the menopausal belly. So let me just see here. I've got some comments. Enjoy your walkthrough. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Christine, he already had his walk this morning. We had a nice long one this morning. Guys, for those of you who are just joining me, my Siamese, he likes to go for walks on a leash. My Siamese cat, out on the sidewalk. And I've even had cyclists like riding along, and then they look and they were like, no way, that's a cat, and they almost fall off their bicycle and have a crash. He's quite the personality. Okay, a flare, girl, it matches my broad shoulders, but now I think I will think anew about dressing the whole person. That's great, Christine. So and I think if you take away one thing from this live, girls, if there is one thing you take away from this live, think of it this way: dress your whole body. So many times we focus all our attention on the parts that we want to cover up, and then we forget to dress our whole body, and that actually makes you look bigger. Rather, create a sense of balance and focus the parts of your body that you love, and de-emphasize the parts that you're not so crazy about. Okay, that is the main thing. There are always different ways to style things so that it makes you look and feel fabulous. Now, I do want to just say very quickly that if you are in a place where you love the idea, maybe you've been watching my videos for a while, maybe some of the tips you've been able to implement, but you're getting a little stuck and you're like, I just don't know how to implement this for me, or how does this actually work for me? Because just bearing in mind that a lot of these tips are just shared as general, right? They're from the 20 years experience that I have. And so I'm sharing them generally, but I do offer one-on-one styling sessions. So if it's about learning how to work with your existing closet and just helping you restyle it a little bit, that's perfect. If it's about, hey, I do need new clothes and I don't know what to wear, I don't know where to start, and I don't want to spend a ton of money on things that maybe will not work for me, then that's a good time to come to me, because you can save yourself a fortune if you learn what works for the body that you have now. And jeans are one of those really great basic things that you can have in your wardrobe, but they are the most painful thing to go shopping for. And we all feel it. Like, I definitely felt it. When I hit perimenopause, I was like, oh my goodness. And I went and I was taking the normal sizes that I normally fitted, and I have to tell you girls, like, stuff just didn't fit me like it used to. Not at all. Not even the brands. I even had to change my brands. Because often brands have a certain body type that they provide for, right? And mine just had changed. So it was crazy. It was crazy. Okay, so guys, thank you so much, Marilyn. I'm so happy to hear that. Are there any questions, girls? Are there any? And even if it's not related to jeans, please feel free to pop them in the comments. Today, obviously, we're talking about jeans. Next week, I'm going to deep dive into tops. Okay, so we're going to go more into tops and what tops to wear and how to style them and that kind of thing. And I'm going to show you some tricks. I'm going to show you some magic tricks on how to take a baggy t-shirt that isn't that flattering and make it into something more flattering. I'm going to show you tricks on how to take a baggier shirt and style it in a way that will suddenly give it shape. So today's been talking more about jeans, and then next week we're going to talk a little bit more about tops. And then let me know in the comments, what else would you love to hear in these lives? Like, what topics would be most beneficial for you in these lives? I would love to hear that. Okay, so are there any other questions? If not, then thank you so much, girls, for joining me. This has been absolutely amazing. Do we feel, the girls that are in the room, do we feel like we need to go through it quickly one more time? A little recap. Let me know in the comments. Do I want to do it one more time? Maybe a quick little, like, run through. Okay, I think I'm going to do a very quick run through for you, because I feel like please someday. Okay. All right, girls. So let's go through this. I'm going to go through it again. If you have, all right, let's do this. I'm going to show you 2 different pairs of jeans. Depending on your body shape will depend on which works best for you. You may be able to wear both. I do wear both, but it's just a general. Okay, and these jeans are linked in the description box. They are on sale this weekend, so go and check them out. All right, so if you have a menopausal belly and you have hips and you have thighs or you have a butt, let's say you're a little bit heavier here, then a wide leg is going to work perfectly for you. A wide leg flare is going to balance everything above it. It's going to make your belly look smaller. Now, the key to this, though, is you need to make sure to balance the volume, because the volume at the bottom means something more fitted at the top. You don't want to go, and this is Christine's favorite, the dishwasher. Christine, should we call this the dishwater top? Okay, so you don't want to go with a very baggy top, because that is going to make everything look bigger. All right. I'm not going to put it on, but I will show you a quick photograph on my. That's what it looks like when you wear baggy with baggy. So when you wear volume with volume. So the trick is, if you are going to have, you're going to have volume at the bottom, you want to go more fitted to the top. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to tuck your tops in. You can wear them a little bit ruched like that. Okay, you do need to wear something more fitted. If this is too much for you, you can rather go something more like, hold on. Okay, I'm going to do these very fast, guys. Okay, there can be more like something like this, which is a magic blouse. This comes in different fabrics as well. And it can be worn 3 different ways. So you can either wear it as a wrap, you can wear it as a magic, and you can wear it as magic blouse like this. And you can wear it tucked in if you want to. So I like to wear mine tucked in. But sometimes, if I'm having a really bloated day, sometimes I want to do more of this. Okay, so it just depends on you. You will notice that if you have a curved hem of a blouse, even a t-shirt, it's going to be more flattering for you because the curve is going to de-emphasize the belly. Okay, I could also further tuck this in if I want to. Again, a print is going to allow for a lot more of a fitted blouse and not show all the pieces, the bits and pieces. Okay, you can see the print disguises a multitude of things. So this is a way that you can easily style your tops to make sure that you're balancing the volume of the wide leg jeans. Now, if you have skinnier legs and you have a menopausal belly and your hips are slim, so you've got menopause belly, slimmer hips, okay, and skinny legs, then you might find that a straight leg is going to be better for you. So let me show you the straight leg. Okay, now this I think I'm going to have to hold on because I'm not going to get these shoes on with the straight leg. All right, so the straight leg, and it's not as skinny. So it's, the skinny that we all used to try and squeeze into. The problem was that we were squeezing into the skinny and then wearing big baggy tops over it, and that ends up looking like a lollipop. So we don't want to do that. What we do want is a straight leg. All right, that's the straight leg. Let me show you the difference between a straight leg and a skinny. Hold on. There we go. So that would be a skinny, and this would be a straight leg. So the straight leg gives you a little more of that balance at the bottom. It also elongates your leg because it does cover your shoe just that little bit. And it really works to create a more balanced look. Again, you want to make sure, now here you're going to have a little more leverage with wearing something a little longer in the top. And sometimes women their bellies tend to be in a different place and they do want to wear something a little bit longer. But do be careful not to go too long and too baggy, because even that is going to make you look bigger. So as an example, I'll show you here, that would be more that. Okay, you can see it actually makes you look frumpy, which is not very flattering. So you could take this top, hold on. In that case, if it doesn't feel comfortable to wear something this short or tucked in, you could do the magic top again. Then I would take the top, the cami out. I would wear a white cami probably in the case of this, or even a black cami if you want to make it darker. Okay, and then wear the ties down the body so it draws the eye down and away from the belly. Okay, and that's going to give you some more coverage. The other alternative is to wear tops a little bit longer, and I'm going to show you something here. And again, if you are wearing them in a print, it's going to disguise a multitude of things for you. So this is made out of, although this is a little bit sheer, and I only have this one, which is a size 2 to 6. But I do have them in different prints. So if you want them in different prints, I can make them. You can actually click on. I'll tag it in the. Here we go. I've put everything in the description box below, girls, so you can get it. And then some things are tagged in the actual video. Hold on, let me just do that there. Okay, and you'll see it. If you click on it, you'll see that it's available in various different prints. So this is another alternative. Now this is longer than the original one the first one that I was wearing. Okay, this is longer. Still, it has the curved hem. It has the tie going down the body, and it has that nice waist definition. Now this blouse you could wear with either the wide leg. You can wear it either with the wide leg or with the slim leg. And I have got clients that look good in both. So this is another thing to also consider, girls, when you are building your wardrobe. If you want fewer pieces that give you more wear, choose tops that are going to go with both. And that is going to give you so much more flexibility. Okay? Because if you do want, I'm gathering that you want more than one pair of jeans. I do tend to wear wide leg almost all the time. So then I tend to have tops in my wardrobe that go really well with a wide leg. I very seldom will have something that will only go with a certain jean because then it's very restrictive, especially if you wear jeans often. So always consider, like, if you're going to get tops in your closet, what jeans are you going to wear that with? And that's one of the things about fashion that is a little bit frustrating, is that, when the skinny was in, everybody's tops were big and baggy or longer to try and cover up the top part of their body, and they end up looking like lollipops. Then when skinnies were out and wide leg were in, well, you can't wear the same tops that you're wearing with the wide leg, because now that's just volume with volume. So I think you must always go with what suits your body shape rather than what's the trend or what's in fashion, and then collect your tops that go very well with the jeans that actually suit your body shape. Okay, so girls, are there any final questions? That's a very quick recap. Let me know in the comments if there are any questions. Next week, we'll talk about blouses. I'm going to give you a lot of magic tricks on blouses, how to style them differently, how to take a baggy t-shirt and transform it, how to take a baggy button down, maybe the deluxe shape, how to transform that to disguise your menopausal belly. We're going to have lots of fun. I haven't yet scheduled it, but it will happen. Same time, same place next week. All right. Any other questions, girls? I will give a moment in case so. If you do want one-on-one consultation, so a lot of the tips and tricks that I share are general. There are always ways to personalize them. Feel free to reach out to me. Actually, it's in the comments below. Hold on. Here we go. I'm just going to send it to you again in the chat. Okay, so if you do want to have a chat with me, here we go. There we go. If you do want to have it's a 15-minute, no pressure consultation. It's just to chat and say, hey, what is it that you need? Is it clothing that you need? Is it a consultation that you need? So we can have a very easy chat. It's a no pressure situation. So if you want to do that, please feel free to book a time with me. The calendar is in there and I'm happy to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me as well. I'm going to put it in here as well. This comes directly to me. Okay. There we go. All right. Looking forward to upper clothes. Christine, what do you mean looking forward to upper clothes? Is it your autocorrect again? To up your style. Is that what you mean? To up your style. Okay. All right, girls. Thank you so much for joining me live. This has been a lot of fun. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, yes, Mary, it's very hot. It's like I'm sweating. It's going to be so hot in New York this week. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.